I'm Dr. Alan Schwartz, and we're continuing our interviews with patients who've elected to try Dr. Kachachian's protocol for a variety of health conditions. Dr. Kachachian maintains that this is not a protocol specifically for any particular disease, but is a general protocol for health. We're interviewing Jack Bitterly, and we'll ask him some questions in terms of how he's doing and what his problems were. Here is Jack. Mr. Bitterly, what was the nature of your medical problem or problems that brought you to the clinic to try Dr. Kachachian's protocols?
It was basically having strengths and being able to be physically active, which I've been quote violently so for many years, and I have been slowing down that I didn't like the idea.
How old are you now?
89.
Wow. And are you still active in terms of working?
Oh, as far as my profession, which is bioscience and bioengineering and things relating to primarily space programs. I've been in that endeavor for virtually all my working career.
And are you still working at that?
Oh yes, yes. It's even now I'm working 6 days a week and enjoy every single day of it.
That's wonderful. And what medical problems do you have besides being somewhat fatigued?
I think medical problems, it's primarily the effect of fatigue and not being able to do what I've been accustomed to do all my life. I've been very extremely active physically, and I don't like the idea of slowing down.
Were you diagnosed with prostate cancer some years ago?
Yes, I was.
Has anything been done in regard to that cancer?
I have a bad feeling with respect to that, in the sense that I was involved with Kaiser Permanente, which is a huge industry, and there are good doctors and there are bad doctors. And, I suppose I have the feeling that I was got the bad feeling as to the latter, the bad doctors. The good doctors there has some real great ones. But
have you had any therapy, radioactive tracers placed, or have you had any surgery in regard to the cancer, or are they just doing watchful waiting?
Yeah.
Watchful waiting?
Yes, yeah.
Do you know what your PSA was when it was last measured?
No, I don't.
Have you had any problems with sleep?
No, I've never had any problems with sleep.
Your sleep quality is good?
Yes.
And do you have any problem with loss of appetite?
And actually, no. I have no loss of appetite.
No loss of appetite. Okay. Are there any other illnesses or clinical symptoms that you have that are of concern besides the fatigue, or is that pretty much it?
I guess the thing that I miss most is having longer hours of doing work. I prefer.
You're limited because of the fatigue from working even harder than you're working now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I see. And how long have you been on Dr. Kachatrian's protocols for?
Well, I guess it's been just 2 or 3 weeks. This protocol,
Yes.
2 or 3 weeks.
Have you noticed any changes, either plus or minus, since starting the protocol?
At first, no changes that I could discern. I feel that lately I am have a feeling of wanting and would like to do and can do more physical exercise.
Are you saying that you have more stamina now than you had before?
I think that's true.
That's good to hear.
I think it's probably slower than I suspected, but I realize that any physiology changes are slow, no matter what you're talking about.
That will often be true.
Yeah.
How much longer do you have to go, if you know, on this protocol?
This is the second week.
The second week?
Second week.
This
yeah.
is the second week. Okay.
Oh, I think it's the third week.
This is your second week.
Second week.
Second
yeah.
week? All right.
Yeah.
So you'll be going for a total of 21 days or 23 days, somewhere in that vicinity. So you're about halfway through. We look forward to interviewing you again at the end of the therapy to see if you've continued to have improvement. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
You know Steve.
I thought you said Dave.
All right. We're here to discuss your experiences with Dr. Kachatrian's protocol. What was the reason you started the protocol some 22 days ago?
Well, I had recommendations from you, and it really started first that you were suggesting this procedure, which made sense to me. I am fortunate of trying out this procedure, which I have distinctly found some early benefits even today, primarily in my physical activity, which seems to be more enhanced than it was a little previously. I've been a very active person, so I realize what physical activity is. It's very important to me. And I've noticed that I have a little greater response and feeling that this procedure has been doing some good.
How old are you now?
I'm 89 years old, young.
What kind of work do you do?
I do bioresearch and also research in the processing of contaminated water for the population which now existing in poor water techniques.
What is the nature of the medical problem that caused you to try this protocol?
I guess the medical problem for me was perhaps lacking the energy which I've been accustomed to in a day-by-day basis.
Do you also have prostate cancer?
Yes, I do.
When was that diagnosed?
That was diagnosed probably 10 to 15 years ago.
And what has been done for the prostate cancer, if anything?
There have been some injections and it's apparently been taken good response. I have no recent feeling or knowledge of its.
You're not sensing that the cancer is causing any problems, is what you're trying to say?
That's right. That's right.
Are you getting up a lot at night to urinate?
Only once.
Only
probably.
once during the night. Has that changed in the last year or two?
Maybe lessened.
A little less frequently?
Yeah.
Has your PSA gone up or down, if you know what it is?
I can't recall what the recent PSA is. No, I'm sorry.
Do you know how high it's been in the past?
Not good in the past, but
You don't remember the specific figure, though?
Pardon?
You don't remember the specific PSA reading figure of any time in the past?
Oh, it's not. I think it.
Was it in the 8 to 9 range?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. When was the last time you had a PSA reading, if you remember?
Possibly 6 or 8 months ago.
It sounds as though it were time to repeat that measurement. During the approximately 3 weeks of this protocol, have you experienced any benefits?
As far as my physical activities, is that what you're referring to?
Anything at all?
Anything at all? I think I've been an extremely physical acting person. I've been doing long walks, but recently within, say, 3 months ago, I slowed down on walking, and since that time, I think even during this protocol, I have an urge to really get up and move and become physically active.
So you become more energized since you started the protocol, and you have a desire to want to walk now.
I have a desire to want to, a terrific desire to. The desire has been a problem with me because I have a very bad right knee, which happened during an accident, and that's been one hazard that I've had.
So the knee hurts when you walk excessively?
No, not when I walk, but when I bend the knee down, bend it.
When you bend, your knee makes funny noises?
Yes, it does. It clicks and clicks
and clacks. So walking is not an issue, but bending is an issue.
Oh, yes.
Have you had this diagnosed by an orthopedist in the recent past?
What, the knee?
Yes.
That has been looked at by Kaiser, and they've Kaiser Permanente, and they have suggested I get physical activity, and what they've indicated has been, in my mind, completely amateurish. I've dropped off from it. The exercises I vastly exceeded now, and I just don't have any.
Okay. Would you
feeling for it.
recommend doing this therapy to other people? Is this something you're satisfied with?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Bitterly. We look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Thank you.